Hello, this is J.N.S. and happy Friday. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day and that you're going to have a great weekend. And so I want to go straight into our weekly tarot. As you guys know, we do a review of last week's reading to see what transpired. In particular, we mentioned that there would be a lot of things relating to vehicle recalls, as well as issues with the self-driving cars, or actually hiding something. And then we talked about changes around renewable energy that was going to take place this week, as well as things with sustainability. And so I want to give an update on actually what transpired this week. And we did our last week's reading that was on August 2nd, right? That was August 2nd. And so a lot of things transpired relating to renewable energy on a global scale or on a federal scale, or nationwide scale, as well as vehicle recalls and things of that nature. So I want to cover that, and then we'll go into next week's reading, which will be literally from when our video ends. So an hour or two after the video ends, all the way into Friday the 16th. We'll see what's on the agenda for next week. And yeah, so we can get started with the review. I do want to, maybe I will do the review and then I'll go into a bit of my tirade that I want to address. Oops, what did I do? Oh man. Okay. And everybody knows about this. Okay. So I had skipped. I was just doing there. Okay. So let's just do the review of last week, of me stating what was going to take place this week, and then we will show. And the reason why, again, we are doing these videos for those who may be new is because we wanted edification of what's going to take place for the following week, just to look into the energy of what we can look forward to on an individual level as well as the collective level, just to see what things take place and some things we want to be on the lookout for, particularly when we talk about the world events. We want to, pay attention, at least have some awareness of what probabilities of outcomes can affect us individually or affect us collectively. And so when we talk about like some of the things with the car recall, I know there was, I remember one week we knew that there was going to be like a benefits glitch that actually affected like 500,000 Americans. And so we knew, we saw that going in, and then it happened that Monday there was a big glitch of people not getting their benefit payment for food, and many people had to go to um, the food pantry, and like this was like a viral story, like. And so we do these things so that we could try to give people a heads up on what events can take place, and then what they do with that information or whatever adjustments. I don't tell people to go out and do any major life things, but it's just something to know. It's just something like, okay, they talk about a car recall or something like that, or if it's something that relates to like, I know one week it was things relating in the investment world. Something it may be relating to changes in government laws and whatnot, policies, all those type of things. We can see that on a weekly basis, and then we do these reviews for the edification. Uh, and so that's why we do the review, because it's like, okay, we are talking about these weekly events. Did it actually come to pass, or like what was the probability? And we're doing this probability distribution science. Part of it is, as far as being publicly on YouTube, it is part of the esoteric studies department, and probability distribution science is what we focus on in terms of understanding these seemingly random variables and how they play out into actual events, whether that be predictive programming or scripted writing. So yes, this is very this is very, it's not cryptic or anything, but in terms of the idea of creating a probability distribution science in which we um, develop a skill to be able to do predictive programming or write a script out to insert into the quantum realm. I know we're a little behind as far as actually, seeing where I'm going with this, but I think it's powerful. And again, as far as the tool that we use or the medium, for what I am thinking and from what has been revealed to me spiritually is that the tool doesn't even really matter. You don't need necessarily, we use tarot, but you don't necessarily need to be tarot. It could be I Ching, it could be tarot. It can be something that you literally make up on your own. Like you can sit and make up your own pictogram. You make your own pictograph and ask God to arrange the symbols in the way to give you the downloads, to give you the knowledge of how to make those cards, just for yourself. That would be ideal. Imagine if every human decided to just make their own ideogram of cards based of their resonance and off of their timeline and even bloodline, and they ask God, hey, give me the actual symbols and pictographs that I would need to do my own probability distribution science for my own life. And I know that is so far from where we're at now with this tarot stuff and with the divination, how people approach readings. But that is the ideal um, outcome for this type of probability distribution science. Is not to use one tool or put one over the other. What would be ideal is for us to actually create our own individually, or if somebody needs help creating their IPU, maybe they do use someone else, because sometimes people need other people's energy to create their own IPU, not in a parasitic way, but in a way in terms of uh, someone, you catching them up pretty much in terms of how this stuff works and whatnot. And so I know I'm a little bit early, but when we talk about esoteric studies and probability distribution science, eh, I would say in terms of the Nakti Queen Mothership Order and the mystery school that I've created with the Nakti philosophy, it is based off of the Atlantean dimension 125D science, and it is more bringing it down to earth, but I know I'm just early on these things, and I know the idea of tarot is not unique or anything. Obviously, we're talking about a science where every individual will be able to create their own tool and literally hook that up to the Earth collective unconscious records. If you get permission, the Akashic records. If you get permission, literally other parallel universes or other even galaxies. That is the goal, to teach humans that. Now we're a little bit early. It's not the goal to necessarily, because there's some humans that don't even understand even the basics of how these tools work or what this is all about. Or when there's confusion around how these records are read in terms of information data of the universe and reading the timeline. That they'll there's still we still have some catching up to do. But again, I do want to make it clear that anyone can develop a psychic clairvoyance. From my experience, I think it is the easiest gift, spiritual gift to develop. Is the easiest one, and so I don't want people to think that my ego is so hung up on tarot reading. By no means, because I had a client, and we'll get into the review, so please bear with me. But I just want to address for anybody that may be a future client or anybody in the future that may watch this video. I had a client that I guess her question was to just test me. Her first question was, in her mind, was to test me. And I knew the energy was a little off, but I kind of ignored it. But I guess she just, her approach was to test to see, okay. And I just want to advise any person that may want to get a reading with me. I would advise you against doing that, because I don't know what is the test for. Like honestly, these weekly tarots are tests. Like even the weekly videos on YouTube would be tests, because I'm putting myself out there to literally predict world events on a global scale. And if they don't come to pass, then what? That's the test. Like I've weekly videos going back for like 5 months now on a weekly basis, throwing out global events on a weekly basis, and then we do the review. So if it doesn't happen, then however you take that is how you take that. You don't want to get a reading from me, you don't have to. But I don't need to be tested. I don't need to be tested. I'm very transparent. I don't know everything. I can't pick up on everybody's energy, and I don't want to. I don't try to. And if I don't, I will be honest and tell you that. And I have given clients money back if I haven't, if they feel it didn't resonate with them. But most times, even my reviews speak for itself. I do resonate with most of my clients, anybody that comes to me. And so I don't need to be tested. Um, I mean, the proof is in the pudding in terms of my reviews from my clients, as well as the weekly tarot videos speak for themselves. Like there's nobody that will put themselves out there like that to do a to predict weekly global events. Literally, the death of a president, and 2 days later it happens. But he was the guy was a religious cleric, but also president. But in that video, you can literally hear me reading, like literally, like going through the whole thing, and then that Monday, the president of Iran is killed. But I didn't know it was where exactly the president, that specific detail. But as far as knowing that there would be some sort of um, religious leader or something with relating to government that would die while traveling, I mean, that's a pretty uncanny detail to have. And so, like, say if that week it didn't happen, then what? I would look crazy. Like, and so there's not a tarot reader that is on YouTube. I mean, there's one other one. I mean, but that could predict a global event on a weekly basis and then be accurate on every video with just through this damn little tarot thing. And I'm just looking at the Earth collective unconscious. So it's not a flex or it's not a brag or anything, because there could be a week where I get it wrong. And if you're like, okay, was that good? I wouldn't care. I don't think you guys understand that. I'm not, my ego is not attached to what someone else thinks about me, or if I make a mistake or if I get something wrong. I know how these things work. If God want me to see something, I'm gonna see it. If God don't want me to see it, I'm not gonna see it. And that goes for even if you're with my personal clients. There are things that I am not allowed to see or allowed to know. I'm not mad because I can't see it, or because that's above, you know what I mean? Like, that's just not my approach to this tarot stuff. And I just want my clients to know that I've never purported to uh be able to know everything, see everything. And I'm very transparent about that. And I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to. I look at these weekly stuff, see what I can see in that quantum bit computer, like the astro. Like, to me, it looks like an astro computer, like looking at a server of information, and just say what and see what say what I see in the pictograph of the cards. That's this the end of it. I'm not trying to make myself seem infallible or omnipotent or whatever. It's literally just, if we resonate and if I am able to tap into it and see and actually give you the help and answer the questions that you have, I am more than happy to do that. Most of my clients, we have amazing results, and for them, as far as whether that be advice, whether that be they want to know specific things, or maybe something about a past relationship, a future relationship. In my estimation, I don't think humans are quite mature enough to understand this science. Not just even the way I present it in terms of probability distribution science, but in predictive programming, script writing, but just even a regular tarot reading. Just even a regular tarot reading. I don't think humans are mature enough to receive that, because they have a skewed understanding. They really think either they want to know about something that's not relevant, or they want to know stuff about the future that they can change. They want to know stuff about um, things that are in their power, things that they can manifest very easily, and it's not an issue because it speaks to, obviously, the way humanity has been beat down in terms of self-esteem, uh, not feeling being sure of ourselves in terms of what we can do within our own power. And so when we seek that help, that's fine. And so, and I know people are wanting something, that wanting this to be a real whimsical, a real magical, just something just so, and they want to know that they have to have like this woo woo ness with the spirits, and oh, but it has to be all presented that way for them to kind of buy into it. And for me, yeah, that's good and all, but that's just not my approach, because for one, I think the transparency and the honesty is important. And there have been clients where if I don't get, I have not connected. I say I don't feel connection to you. I don't. There's no resonance between us, and I'm going to respectfully give you your money back, and we keep it moving. And it's rare when it happens, but it does happen. And say, even for someone that wants to like peg me down, like that, the client was really weird. Like she was like, well, I know the answer in advance, and they want to tell you. If you don't tell them what they hear, they get all upset. And so that's also another thing that they have to contend with. You realize that humans really just want you to tell them what they want to hear. That's also another conundrum. And so it's like, well, you know, again, my ego is not hung up on this. I don't need to be right about everything. Um, and I'm willing to be wrong, but most of the time my accuracy is on point. That's just proven in my weekly videos itself, but on an individual level, it's been proven pretty accurate as well. And when I don't get it, if I don't connect with the client, or if I don't connect with you, and you say you don't feel a connection, or if sometimes I don't feel the connection. Sometimes I'm like, you know what, this is too much for me. I don't like your energy, or it could be anything. It could be, I could tell that the person's not mature enough. Sometimes it's just I know that they're not mature enough to get a reading, and I'm not going to read for a person that I know um, is disrespectful of a craft, or disrespectful of the process. Um, and so I just want to preface anyone that may feel like they want a gotcha moment, or they want to find a way to test me. There's really no what is there to test? Either I get it. Either we're gonna connect, and the reading's gonna resonate, or it's not. But the test is in these weekly tarot videos. Who's gonna put themselves out there like that? Like, no, there's nobody that will put themselves out there on a weekly basis to go and predict some world events. And then if they get that shit wrong, like, do you know how crazy they will look? That's why my stuff is so shadow banned, because it is uncannily accurate. It's uncannily accurate. And so, believe it or not, when someone actually has a real spiritual gift, and again, clairvoyance to me is the easy. It's not something to prop me up over people, because, like I said, it's the easiest gift that anyone can develop on their own. That anybody, it's the easiest one. And so that's why I guess maybe people want me to that I guess to take it so serious, or to have such a hang up over, or they want to see, like, okay, will my ego get inflated if I don't get something right? No, it won't. I don't care. I literally don't care, especially if it's something stupid and mundane. People want to know about who's cheating, is such and such sleeping with. If they do, they really like their home girl. Did such and such really look happy in their marriage? I don't even have, like, why are you even thinking about that? And so there's a lot of misconceptions around there. And then honestly, the way the whole industry is set up in that field, it's designed that way because it's profit driven. And I've never been profit driven. There's been time where somebody tell me, I just had a client last week say, I don't have enough to pay extra. Can we go a little bit over? And don't they think I'm gonna be doing this for everybody? But I said, sure, like that's, we want to make sure, you get it out, sometimes, whatever you want to ask, I'll do that, off of goodwill. And so, that is happening. And there was another time where a client thought I was just cut them off. They ran out of money, and thought, oh, you're just going to cut me off. And I said, no, I wouldn't do that to anybody. I'm like, no, we're going to finish. We're going to finish up. Well, we will finish. And another client got a whole free hour because I just couldn't. That was on me though. I just couldn't stop talking. It was supposed to be 30 minutes, and it ended up an hour and 30 minutes. But that was because they had a lot of information to get to them. And so this is not something that I'm not an unethical reader by any stretch of the imagination. If I don't connect with you, I'm not going to try to get money out of you. That's not this the approach. That's not the way I approach anything in my life. Anything. I'm not attached to anything in that manner. So where someone can hold something over my head to either try to take something, or to think it's going to uh, melt my ego. Like, as much as people may think I come off as arrogant, or weaponize knowledge, or whatever, um, it's those are misconceptions of me. There's a misconceptions. I'm very reflective in terms of my awareness of my own self. I don't. I have a lot of self compassion for myself. Everybody can make a mistake. You're not going to get everything right. Like I said, I want to make it very clear. I'm not a person that purport to know the future. I'm not a person that purport to know everything. Um, I am crafty now a probability distribution science in which I think that humans can create their own predictive programming and write their own scripts on a weekly basis. And I'm thinking that they can create their own pictograms and ideograms to do it. That is the goal that God has shown me. This is the science that God is laying out in my mind. And so right now we're just doing these weekly tarot stuff because I personally am perfecting my own craft, my own skill set in this. And then eventually I will test it out with creating our own ideogram for the Nike Queen Mothership Order, my own ideogram, and connecting that to the collective um, Earth records. I need permission to go to connect it to the Akashic records, but I'm cool with Metatron and Sandalphon, who guards Akashic records. They don't really have no issues with me, so we may be able to get something where it's more universal. It's more like we can tap into the other dimensions and not just planet Earth. But for now, it's just going to be for planet Earth, and if I can get it higher, but that's not my decision. Yeah, that's not my decision. For now, we'll get it for planet Earth, and then we'll see about like this idea of if my theory is right, then I should be able to still be able to do what I'm doing on a weekly basis, but with any ideogram and pictograph, at least my own. If not, just at least my own that I create. And so this is a very methodical process in terms of me even coming to the public with this type of stuff. And so I don't want clients that feel they have to test me. You can watch the tarot videos, you see how I'm reading, you see all the stuff on the weekly global events. I get something right on a weekly basis, and then if you want an individual reading, if I'm able to pick up, and then that's cool. There are some ancestors that want me that don't want certain people to see into other people's lives. I remember when I was we went to this revival, and there was a prophetess there. She was prophesied. Everybody got a prophecy. Everybody was able to get something. And then when it came for my turn, she said, "I can't pick up nothing on you. It's completely blocked." And I was very sad because everybody else got something for them that was accurate. And people would say, "Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, that's happening." And then I wasn't able to get nothing. And that's how it works sometimes. And then she came a couple of months later, and she was able to pick up things on me. And she looked kind of nervous because she was kind of like, I don't, like, should I be telling her this? Because some things you don't want to tell people. Some things is forbidden to sit and try to tell, because then you mess up their fucking timeline. Some things is just none of your business. And I respect that. I always respect. There are times where the client asks a question, I'm like, I can't answer that question because it's blocked. It's none of your business. It's none of my business. And that's what that means. A lot of times when it comes to children, it's blocked. For the first time, I just was able to have a baby communicate something that they wanted me to get to their parents. That's not even here yet. That's still in the ethers. That's about to be born. That never happened before. Normally, it's just stuff that I don't go near, or stuff that's just there's always something I can't see when it comes to children that are not yet born. And so for the first time, I was able to actually see like a baby that's not yet born and give me information about their parent, you know, and about how they're going to interact with their parent and the characteristic of their parent. That was actually accurate. I was like, what's this about? Um, and so that was very rare, but I'm not trying to amass all this power or whatever, and get all this knowledge, and for what? I'm just trying to be. I want to stay in the present moment and be, mainly mainly in my transcendent state. And so I'm not here to create a certain sort of archetype about myself when it comes to this tarot stuff. So please, if you feel like you need to test me, then I'm probably not the advisor for you. I'm probably not the person you need to go and see. If you feel like you have to do a test, or you want to catch me up, or you want to find a way to peg me down, because this is perception. People read my reviews and maybe they feel some type of way, like, no, she can't. All these nice reviews, it can't be that accurate. It can't be that. It can't be. That can't be true. So I'll find a way to make this untrue, because a lot of people, they say, oh, she picked up on details she didn't know about, that she couldn't have known. She picked up on things, whatever it is, whatever the damn review says. But them people, when you see them, when you read that stuff, them people can't lie about what they type in, but that kind of money that they paying. So some got to be accurate. But if you feel you have to test me, then I'm not the reader for you. Then you messing up, you wasting your money and you messing up the energy because you coming under false pretense, and that's a wicked thing to do because you don't know somebody's level of protection of what they got against that type of energy of a spirit that want to test, or a spirit that's a jealous spirit. You don't know the type of energy that kind of blowback that you, for one, inviting in on yourself, and you going to pay someone and getting a energy in a space, and you just trying to test them. And I had said that. I said, why are you asking me questions to answers you already know? And she didn't even have an answer, so you was already revealed, and she had hurried. I said, I'm not dealing with that. You'll never interact with me again because I don't like that type of spirit around me. And I'm not one where, oh, you can try to, oh, I have to expose. If I get something wrong, I'm okay with that. I live the next day. I don't beat myself up because I already had told y'all I don't purport to know everything or to see everything. But my these weekly tarot videos, I mean, it should be enough evidence. Okay, she could clearly see something on a weekly basis for the last 5 months. The video, everything has been accurate. Everything has been accurate. And so, in the event where, if something didn't come to pass, I ain't gonna hold you. I wouldn't care because I don't hang up, I don't take anything too serious at this point. But I will have to say that has not been the case, and um, it's not about my own edification and glory for that. We're trying to help people and craft out new ways of sciences and new ways for humans to be able to take more control over their life. So again, the end goal would be for a human to obviously be able to create their own tools, do their own probability distribution science, connect, develop their own clairvoyance, develop their own psychic gifts. That's the end goal for this. Now, for people who may need that reassurance, or may need help with their own IPUs, and they go and get a reading or they go and get a help here and there, that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I would go and get a reading, or if I felt it was really necessary, for because I can only do certain. I'm not an astrologist, so there are people that are astrologists, and so you get a different way of reading, or you did get different intel or different input with someone that's obviously an astrologist versus someone that's a numerologist. There's people that's just a numerologist. There's people that are Kabbalists. There are people that are that deal more with I Ching. I'm learning I Ching. So you know, there's different. Those are I Ching is a whole different system. Than say astrology. And so, if I wanted more specific insight, and especially when it comes to timeline, which I don't, I would probably maybe go get an astrology reading. But even for myself, what I would also caution people with is um, to be in a state of flow and knowing, there's knowing that things generally work out. Is your state of consciousness that's going to program your reality. And so it is your thoughts that is most important when it comes to the outcome, or the literal creation of the reality. And so that means that you can alter your own timeline. There are times where I alter timelines for clients because I could tell that their self esteem is so low and that they don't have faith, and then I can see that they're going to be fine. I can see that it's going to work out, but they can't see it. Say if they just lost their job or something, and so I will alter a timeline and consciously put a bunch of thoughts of your head of positivity, and knowing and letting you know that the outcome is that you're going to get a job and that everything's going to be fine and that your money's going to be fine and clear up in 6 months or 3 months. You're going to get you'll get the position. You'll be fine, and then that raises their self esteem, raises their confidence, and then with that information that they have now, their timeline is altered because now they have more faith and more confidence that they're going to get the job. And sometimes that's needed because again, a lot of humans, we have been beaten down. A lot of humans been beaten down in terms of knowing their power, of knowing of having self compassion and faith in their self efficacy. A lot of humans don't have a lot of high self efficacy, and it's designed this way. This whole matrix is designed to get people to have low self esteem. And so, uh, with my awareness of even the self esteem issues that I've had and still have, my job is I don't want any human to feel low about themselves. I just don't understand that. And so I notice with those who come get reading, it's fine. I just really want you to know that my job is to empower and for you to eventually be able to develop your own clairvoyance. And right now, I am still testing this theory out in terms of is probability distribution in terms of this predictive programming or script writing. Um, I'm still trying to rule out whether it's script writing or predictive programming. So I need time. And that's just more so of like tarot 2.0 or tarot 3.0. But in terms of like tarot reading itself for individuals, I've been doing it since 2018. Actually 2017, sorry. I've been doing it since 2017. So it's 2024, so that's what, 7 years, 6 years, 7 years. And so in that regard, I have quite experience. And again, I'm not saying that I'm infallible, but I generally know what I'm doing when it comes to that level. But with me, I don't like to stay stagnant. I believe in creation and creativity and innovation. So um, when I want to innovate the way we do predictive programming, the way we do probability distribution science. And so while I'm testing that out, eventually I'll create my own ideogram and pictograph and test it out again on a weekly basis. And if it's accurate, then I will this will probably be years from now, but I would like to mentor someone to create their own ideogram and pictograph and have them test it out as well to see if it can be accurate on a weekly basis, and then I'll know that the theory that I have about probability distribution science is correct. And so I'm crafting something new out here, and I know that's a tangent. We'll get into the reading, and so we'll start now because I know I can go on and on and on. But yes, let's start. So I'm going to play what we talked about last week and then get into this week in terms of the transcendence or the um, integration about it. And I'm knowing that we're dealing with a frequency war. I'm of the feeding that. Let me just fast forward a bit because I did lose place of where next week's reading starts. Okay, so I'm gonna start around this area. Okay, let's see, link to my books in there. But yeah, that's the first thing that I'm picking up as far as like a global event. It's something with a big car company. Okay, just want to find it, and I also put the link in for my books if anyone's interested in learning more about my body of work. And then we're gonna get into next week. Now, what I'm seeing for next week, honestly, is something with cars, some type of car like a car company, car dealership, but they getting caught up in something, hiding something, some type of car company exposure. That's the first thing that I'm picking up for this reading. Let me put my link to my books in here. But yeah, that's the first thing that I'm picking up as far as like a global event. It's something with a big car company, and I'm trying to figure out what the heck that's about. Yeah, something. I don't know if this mean like recall. Okay, so I'll pause it. So obviously there was a lot of recalls this week. A lot. So this video was streamed August 2nd live, and unfortunately there was many car recalls. Tesla recalled more than 1.8 million vehicles on August 5th. That was Monday. That Monday. Um, they had some software issues. But this is not Tesla wasn't the only one this week. So Tesla was August 5th. That was 1.8 million vehicles. But also the Hyundai, they recalled 50,000 cars as well on Monday as well. Hyundai recalled 50,000 cars for airbags that could randomly deploy. They could also not deploy when you needed them. And so this is important information for people to know. So we had Tesla 1.8 million cars. The Hyundai recalled 50,000 cars. Okay, yeah. So that's pretty major as far as the this airbag stuff. That's wild. But Nissan also recalled their 2023 Aria due to potential loss of driver power. Now, when did this get reported? Because this was also like this week, but it's the 2023 Nissan Aria E-Force was recalled. And so they're going to be mailing people starting September 9th, 2024. Okay. So that car also got recalled it was a lot going on with these recalls, and it also the Fed pushed for massive recall of deadly defective airbags. Of more than 50 million airbags installed by over a dozen automakers are affected. That was August 5th, 2023. And so this video was published uh, the second, and so clearly in this spread, I could let me actually keep playing this because I'll show you. This was the I'm going to show you the new spread. This spread because it does switch. Here we go. This clearly means something with cars, and I know this may be like obscure to maybe a person that doesn't even know how to read this information, but for me, I'm telling you, this the moon card, um, that three of wands, and this chariot that clearly means cars. And so for me, I knew there was something going on with the cars for this week. Something come out about something they were doing that they weren't supposed to be doing, and this can relate to cars. Okay, usually vehicles. That's usually what I see when I get this. Mm, 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 mm. Or the extreme of it could be somebody get caught up in a car accident. I hope that's not the case, but I do see some remnants of that where this can actually be an actual actual car uh, accident. Now, so there was a lot of recalls of these cars. That pushed for massive recall of Delhi defective airbags for nearly 67 million airbags made by. So yeah, I knew it was something faulty airbag inflator. Art's new deadline. So August 5th, 2024. Now there was a lot of things as we talked about the self-driving too. And so I want to talk about that because Uber came out with stuff with self-driving. Waymo expanded self-driving taxi in Los Angeles 2 days ago, and then the Biden administration is thinking about banning the Chinese software used in self-driving vehicles. I'm just going to play a little bit more where I specifically mentioned stuff about the self-driving stuff. I don't know. Again, this is not. I'm not doing individual right now. I'm just doing collectively. So I'm not saying this for you or anybody that's watching this. This is more so like something that would be on a more well-known wide scale, something that's widely, something that you could just go and Google, it goes viral. That's what we mean. And this is going into uh, August 9th. So this is for this week. It's starting, we could say, after this reading concludes, after I end my video, going into August 9th. But yeah, there's the energy of something to do with vehicles. Now that could mean either something with self-driving stuff. Some could come out with that self-driving car stuff about it, either the unethicalness of. I want to say unethicalness, but something is being hidden or not. Something is not. It was hidden from the consumer. Okay, so when it comes to this self-driving, the Biden 2 days ago, the Biden administration is thinking about banning the Chinese software used in self-driving vehicles because of the national security risk of these connected vehicles. You know, and as we talk about like self-driving, is that EV or is that do self-driving cars use EV or do they use gas? They probably use maybe a combination of both. Um, but it's a lot going on with this self-driving. Then Uber's partnered with they have a self-driving vehicle plan. That was 3 days ago. Let me see what this is about. So Uber stock is climbing after a strong quarter and optimism over its self-driving vehicle plans. Did they have earnings this week? While Uber had plenty to highlight, reported strong second quarter. Oh, so they did. They estimate beating sales and net income. The right. Uber said Tuesday, so that was this Tuesday. So trips grow 6 forward. So I guess they will do a collaboration with 10 partners: Waymo, Volvo, Aurora Innovation, and self-driving truck Wabi. Mm, okay, so we got that, but I want to know more so about this. The Biden administration may ban Chinese software used in self-driving vehicles. Major allies to discuss the national security risks of connected vehicles. Not only does the U.S. want to prevent a flood of Chinese-made electric vehicles entering the local market, but the Biden administration is also thought to be weighing the idea of prohibiting Chinese software and vehicles sold locally with level 3 and above self-driving systems. A ban is tipped to be proposed by the U.S. Commerce Department in the coming weeks. Such a rule wouldn't prevent autonomous connected vehicles. I know, you guys. I'm just kind of interested in this. Like, let me get back to what I'm supposed to be doing. But this is interesting to me. Months ending. So, so I mean, that's something that we may want to think of. As far as like, say, if you are wanting to purchase a self-driving car or something, maybe you want to look at what kind of software they use, so that you don't get caught up in if they use a Chinese software and then they get banned or whatever, and then you may something may happen with that. So, but also Waymo expanded their self-driving service in San Francisco with Waymo. Is it Waymo in New York City too? I used to use a serv. I think I didn't Waymo. It wasn't self-driving though, but didn't they start off kind of like more so with a I think that was the company Waymo. What didn't they start off kind of like with Uber, like a ride share? Maybe I got that wrong. Maybe it wasn't Waymo. I thought it was Waymo that was in New York City. I used to live in New York City. That Waymo, they had a hell of a plan. One of these services, they used to have a plan where it was like, no lie, it was like you get 3 rides a day, unlimited, whatever for 249 dollars a month, right? You get 3 rides a day for 30 days. And they didn't really cost you anything that was over a certain mileage rate. It was $249 for 3 unlimited rides per day for 30 days for the whole month. $249. And I think that what was Waymo that was offering that service. I don't know I mean, I wish they had something like that. And right now, I'm in Georgia, but I wish they had Uber or somebody. And I wish they'll bring that back, because that was a company that was in New York City that was doing that. They also had like a promotion that you could sign up where it was like, for the first month, it was like $150. And otherwise, like $149 as far as your promotion. And you get 3 rides per day, and for that 149. And man, when that came out, I jumped on that so bad. And I mean, 3 rides per day, you got to figure, especially if in New York City, you may not have a vehicle, right? So, and I didn't. And so that's your there and two, wherever you're going and then back right there, and if you need a third ride, but if you went over that third ride for that day, then you have to actually pay, for whatever the ride was. But most people, they don't really need more than 3 rides for the day. But that was an excellent plan, man. Uber, if you listen, I mean, somebody send this to Uber CEOs or something, somebody on the sit on that board. Yeah, I might want to think about something like that. Now, you may not be 249, but obviously look for something that's more cost effective. That's a win-win for the consumer and the company. But if y'all can offer something like that at 3 rides a day, for actual plan, maybe $249 a month or some shit like that, or 200 a month. I'm telling you, a lot of people would sign up for that. A lot of people, they would go for that over just buying a car. Let me get back to what we supposed to be doing though, but. Yep, it had this self-driving stuff. Now, what's interesting is these feds is pushing for this massive recall of deadly defective airbags. That's interesting. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration warned drivers that many of the replacement airbags in older cars could contain cheap substandard replacement airbag inflators that can cause death or serious injury in a crash. Oh my gosh. And so that may be something. 51 million airbags. It's what, 200 million people in the country, 300 million people in the country. So, you may want to check on your airbag too. Maybe you want to make sure that you won't be affected by these faulty ass airbags that they talking about, because we just saw Hyundai is doing, they record their 50,000 cars for airbags that could randomly deploy. And then Tesla, they recalled more than 1.8 million vehicles this week. But why? They said about the software, right? The software issue. Vehicles, because the hood latch assembly may fail to detect an unlatched hood condition after the hood has been opened. An unlatched hood can fully open, obstructing the driver's view and increasing the crash risk. Car recalls. Look at this. Car recalls. BMW, Chrysler recalls more than 310 vehicles. Wait a minute. I didn't even know all this. Oh, that one is pretty old. That was like 2 days after our video. Okay, so that one doesn't count because that one was already. I was about to say. I was about like, what? 'Cause I didn't even know that one. Okay, Hyundai recalling vehicles over airbag issues. Nissan recalls vehicles due to software error. So they're recalling. Okay, so that's the air the 20, which we already talked about, the 2023 area vehicle, and then okay, and so that was August 5th. So let's see what else we talked about, because I know we talked about something with renewable energy. So I just want to see what else I had talked about. So I don't want to. I don't. I hope it's not. Doesn't look like a could be a. It's a major scandal. I'm not getting that, but it also is not a clean energy either. So I mean, it could be something with cars, though, some type of car company that has to be more transparent. So that could even be something as simple as updating terms of service and updating something where they have to let the public know about some type of update or something that they're changing. That's that airbag stuff. And then with Tesla's that software update, or if on an extreme of it, they're going to be getting recalled or exposed for doing something with this car stuff, or it could be something like with that self-driving stuff, that technology that they trying to push. That's something that I see majorly going into next week. That just pops up. Something with vehicles, though. It's so strong. Vehicles get recalled. Or what else did we say? Self-driving cars. Hiding. They're hiding something. They have to let the consumer know. This could even be something with the gas too. That could be also interpreted as like gas, oil, or gas prices, or something comes out about like the gas industry. It comes out about gas industry relating to. Let me just look at this a bit more. Sustainability. This could be relating to sustainability. And health may come up. That's what I see for a world event. For a world event, that's the first thing that kind of comes to me. Yeah, I just keep seeing vehicle, and then making a decision, some sort of decision. So another thing that maybe is like uh, changes around even travel, or changes around travel, or what is this? The energy of like changes around travel, the production of renewable energy, changes around travel, or production of renewable energy. Like the okay, so there was a lot of shit with renewable energy this week. I mean, just 4 hours ago. Um, this is interesting. This is literally 6 hours ago. The Algonquians. Now we all know about the Algonquian tribe. There's a lot of now is this the Algonquian? Because a lot of the Algonquian tribes were sold into slavery. But let's see what this is about, because we know Algonquin relates to American Indians. But let's see what this is about. It says Algonquin power to sell renewable energy business for $2.5 billion. The move aimed to transfer the company to a pure play regulated utility by simplifying its structure. So there was changes in the production of renewable energy. August 9th. This is pretty major. Utilities agreed to sell renewable energy. Oh, so that's Canada. So this is, what is this? This is 6 hours ago. Okay, so this one says Algonquin is some majority of renewables unit for up to 2.5 billion to ease debt. Okay, power to acquire large scale. LS Power agrees. Okay, but this is a day ago. Renewable energy recharges fortune of construction. Farm. Okay, what is this? 2 days ago, renewable energy giants swept up in boycott. So there was a lot of stuff with renewable energy. It was a lot. There was a lot. Razor thin solar panels could be ink jetted onto your back or phone for cheap, clean energy. Oh wow, look at this, guys. Oh, 11 hours ago. Whoa. Razor thin solar plant. That's some good information to know, even for myself, because that's interesting. Razor thin solar panels could be ink jetted onto your backpack or phone for cheap, clean energy. I gotta read this. I'm sorry, guys. A coating 100 times thinner than a human hair could be ink jetted onto your backpack, cell phone, or car roof to harness the sun's energy. New research shows in a development that could reduce the world's need for solar farms that take up. So that is a change, a production of renewable energy. The need for solar farms that take up huge swaths of land. That's right. Scientists from Oxford University Physics Department have developed a micro thin, light absorbing material flexible enough to apply to the surface of almost any building or object with the potential to generate up to nearly twice the amount of energy of current solar panels. This technology comes at a critical time for solar power boom as humans cause climate change is rapidly warming up the planet. Okay, the solar coating is made of materials called perovskites, which are more efficient at absorbing the sun's energy than the silicon based panels. So that's important for you guys to know, for anybody that may is thinking about the solar panels for, maybe you want to get the perovskites. Okay, widely used today. This is because its light absorbing layers can capture a wide range of light from the sun spectrum than traditional panels, and more light means more energy. The Oxford scientists, okay, let's see. This is important because it promises more solar power without the need for silicon based panels or specialty built solar farms. Wow. At just 1 micron thick, the coating is 100 times thinner than a silicon wafer used in today's solar panels. And unlike existing silicon panels, the perovskites can be applied to almost any surface, including plastics and paper, using tools like an inkjet printer. Wow. I can't wait for them to come out with something like that. And he says he doesn't want to eliminate solar farms just yet, but we need something where you don't have to take up them large swaths of land. Interesting. Interesting. That is very interesting. And that was published today at 3:40 a.m. Wow. That's dope. I actually am interested in that myself because, I was thinking about, like, it's cheap, clean energy. I mean, a backpack. Imagine if you could do more than just your backpack. But they said anything. And so obviously this is in the beginning stages, but I'm glad that solar energy is evolving. I'm glad that there are people that are innovating renewable energy, the production of renewable energy. I think that's so dope. That is so cool. And then they're talking about 1 day ago, renewable energy powerhouse Idaho is attracting more dollars for renewable energy and energy storage projects, despite public officials who railed against ESG investing. So it's going to be a lot of things with renewable energy in this country. This is 41 minutes ago. If they talking about that razor thin solar panel shit, hell yeah, is worth it. After activists push. Look at this. 2 hours ago, Governor Moore announces 9.2 billion renewable energy program for Maryland colleges. So it was a lot of stuff with renewable energy this week. That's the SRI, the U.S. Research Institute. This is 6 hours ago. CMC for Solar Renewable Energy and Industry. This is actually interesting to me too, guys. We're going to go into next week's reading, but I am curious. This is curious. This is curious to me because I do believe in sustainability and you know, honestly, anything that harnesses the energy of the sun. I instead of energy that blocks the sun, they were doing geoengineering, and so I'm more excited to see things that relates to renewable energy, utilizing solar power. And so it says U.S. Research Institutes advances infiltration-free process for improved performance, durability, and affordability of materials due to withstand highly corrosive environments at temperatures beyond 700 degrees Celsius. Wow, so these are changes like in the production of renewable energy. And we were seeing this. So I'm trying to look at the spread to see where exactly did I see, because again, this is me testing out my own theory, but I'm trying to see like where did I see this renewable energy? You know what? I think it was that judgment card for me that allowed me to see that the judgment card and the three of wands also to me is what I was looking at for that renewable energy, as well as um, that knight of wands. That to me looks like renewable energy. Hmm. Interesting. Nonetheless, I don't want to belabor. I do want to get to next week's reading. So let me start up the spread for that one and get that started. Oh, that's really interesting about that razor thin solar panel, man, that can be going on. You could probably put that on a refrigerator. You know what I mean? You could put that on a refrigerator. You could put that on a toaster oven. You know how people be having these damn air fryers and shit, and the air conditioners. I mean, it's mad stuff. Like the laptops, probably they said if you could put it on a cell phone, you got to be able to put it on your damn laptop, and that would be really cool because I stay on my laptop, so I would really like something like that. My thing is, you know, that's the direction we need to go in. But as far as like getting them roofs and panels, I wonder like now that they have it like 150 times smaller than the regular ones, the regular solar panels, you could probably still be able to put it on the roof still as far as the solar panels. And now that it's ink jetted, you don't have to be the blue color. You could probably get it to look real nice to blend in with the rest of the house design and whatnot. That's dope. Okay, so let me get this week's spread ready. What's the events for next week? Events for next week. Events for next week. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Let's see what we have here. Okay, let me go. I'm just getting the spread ready and assessing the energy. Did the first thing is it's like something with some powerful male and powerful female working together this week. And I'm trying to figure out what exactly could that be. This is the first thing I'm getting, or some type of announcement in some investment firm. Let me get it before I start, so you guys can at least see the spread while I'm talking. That'll make it easier for me when we do the review next week. Then it makes it easier for me to find exactly where um, this reading will start when we do the review. Interesting. It's very interesting though. Let me get some of this stuff off my screen so I can at least have some faster bandwidth. I had a lot of tabs pulled up. Okay, here we go. So I'll share it now. Let's see, let me get bigger. It's a picture. I'm trying to see if I can make the picture bigger. Okay. Make sure it's playing. Okay. And so it looks like, from what I'm seeing, that there could be powerful male and female work together. Did Trump and Kamala announce their debate yet? Let me see. I wonder if this is the week that they announced the debate or something, or there's a plan where they meet up in some sort. It's something where is there? Are they meeting up? Let me just see if that debate before, because if that's already set in stone, as far as if they already set up the date, then that won't be it. But I never checked before, but for some reason that just comes up so strongly. Did they agree to? Okay, so they already did that. That was 22 hours ago. Okay, so that I'm not even gonna put into this reading because they already did that 8 hours ago. So they will do the debate in September. Okay, so that can't be it. Are they planning to do? I'm thinking, is it possible they're going to do? You know how like it's not a debate, but where they meet up for a question and answer in the same space. I don't know, but there's something with it. So that was 22 hours ago. They came up with that. Okay, so 22 hours ago they just said that they would do the debate on September 10th. Oh wow. Okay, so that's not it then, because I was thinking like, uh, what is that? Okay, so that can't be it. It got to be something else then. Okay, so it's something um, that I mean, it could be another event that's not the debate because the debate is already set in stone, but it could be something else with two powerful male and female. It may not be Trump and Kamala, but it's something with two powerful male and female come together on some sort of business venture. There's some sort of some venture of some sort, for sure. But it's something that would be obviously something that's globally known or something that goes viral of that nature. That could be something as far as a male and female combo. That could be maybe Harris teaming up with a very powerful male this week to do campaigning for her. I don't know what that's about. I'm just seeing something where there is a powerful male and female coming together to work together. He has considerably lots of more power than her. They have the same amount of power, but he's more connected. It seems like, and there's a possibility of where he does something for her. Um, that could be a campaigning, endorsement, mentorship. It's something of that nature. And again, it may not be with Kamala at all, but there's something with two figures. This could be in the business world. Another way I can see this is something happening in the financial markets itself, relating to investment firms, the finances. This is also something major could possibly happen with a CEO of an investment firm. Let me actually start to write some of this stuff down so I don't forget it for next week. Okay, so like CEO of an investment firm or major CEO investment firm uh, makes this could be they something big happens with that, or they introduce like a new feature or product relating to the finance world, something of that nature, so relating to the finance world or finances, the investment, something with the investment firms, though, um, or two powerful male and female works together. This could be a campaigning. This could be like a campaign, an endorsement, or impromptu meeting. Say with like this could be like on an extreme level. This could be like with Trump and Kamala, because those are only two powerful people I can think of right now, like as far as male and female. Um, but they already agreed to the debate, so that's not what I'm referring to. I'm not talking about the debate on September 10th. I'm talking about something different. That's kind of like makeshift or a meetup. What is it? What is It's kind of like how like how NABJ was throwing the event and Kamala was supposed to be there or Biden was supposed to be there with Trump, and it wasn't a debate, but he was supposed to still be there. Something like that kind of thing is what I'm talking about. Not an actual debate, but like something like that type of thing. That is possible. If it's not these two characters, Trump and Kamala, then it would be um, another powerful male and female coming together to work together. This could be like a venture. This could be a partnership in business relating to sales and finance, for sure. Sales and finance or investment, uh, investment partnership. Yeah, that's the thing that I get. The first thing that I get from that. Another thing, yeah, I'm telling you, I keep getting things. This is a money. For some people, they're going to be sad. Unfortunately, they have a decision to make relating to an investment. So I would say, even individually, as an individual for an individual reading, I have to say that you may come across having to make a decision this week relating to money. This could also relate to investment, but also investment outside of money in terms of investment of your time with your spouse, or investment with, say, if you're in a new relationship, you may have to make a decision about the time, the investment of your time, the investment of your resources, the investment of your energy, and investment of your actual money with it as it relates to a partnership or an actual spouse. That's the individual level. Um, the short and end of it, the short and long of it, could be just you have to make a decision about it, an investment about your money, or you may be feeling like a little bit like you're juggling in the beginning of the week, as far as juggling with finances, juggling with time and resources, and it works out. Or if some of you at the beginning of the week, this could be like Saturday, Sunday, uh, have to make a decision between hanging out with your friends, literally going out with your friends, or spending time with your spouse. Uh, that's also something that I see. And then your spouse may feel a little rejected. It's minor though. Doesn't like it's minor. If you want to go hang out, but I'm telling you, it's the first. That's something that I see individually. I'm trying to see if I see any more global events. It'll come to me if I do. But yes, also a reminder to not jump to conclusions. Be patient with your friends. Like if you're, especially because it's a lot of people are going to be going out. We're talking about like night on the town, drinks, nice restaurants with the girls or with the males, sports bars, whatever, happy hour. And, I'm seeing that. And you may have the propensity to overspend. So be careful. You're good. A lot of people are good with finances. I'm talking about this is just the beginning of the week. Towards the end of the week, you'll be fine. If you are having your own business, you'll see more sales come in, or if you have anything relating to um, if you have uncertainty about money, you shouldn't. But I would say there may be a propensity to overspend if you go out, and that honestly would be okay. But it could be something that causes just a little bit of anxiety, or causes just a little bit of and whatnot. Now, in terms of hanging with people, or like with people, it looks like either like a friend or spouse could put just a little bit of a guard up this week. I don't know what that's about. It relates to feeling feeling like not being heard. Like the advice would be to be a good listener more than usual, because there's going to be things that get lost in translation in terms of the communication. The communication could just be a little skewed between you and a spouse, or a boyfriend, or friend. The communication could get a little lost in translation. So I would say the remedy for that would be to have that patience and understanding, and also slowing down and just listening more, being a better listener, and having more patience for this week. Like consciously say, I'm going to be a better listener in all the conversations that I have with people. And that's something simple like that. That's something simple like that. Um, was there anybody going into like retirement or vacation? Yeah, so there's also like, oh man, something with retirement. Retirement, is that global? And I'm trying to decipher whether that's global or individual. Could there be changes around retirement this week? That just hit me so heavy. I don't know what that was about, but I'm gonna put that in here for a global event. Changes in retirement laws, because that's something that is so interesting. Because I said, could this be an individual thing? But why would that just come? Changes in retirement laws, or something with retirement as it relates to investments. So as it relates to investments, yeah. I mean that's something that stuck out to me. This could be relating to retirement as far as a global event. But if and I mean if individually, maybe there are people that are retiring this week, retiring, or going on vacation. That's another thing. So, if you plan on going on vacation, you have some good time, especially if you're going with a couple of friends. It's going to start off just a little bit rocky in terms of the travel annoyances of just a vacation, and communication annoyances that are small. But then it looks like the vacation will be okay. Have a good time. So I do for some reason I see vacations. Yep. Yep. Another thing for the females, for the ladies, you may notice your guy kind of want to be a little more patriarchal this week, as far as like wanting to mentor, being a little more domineering than usual. It's minor. There's nothing sinister behind it, but it may cause you to put your guard up. So women, um, you know, just be aware of that, but also maintain your you know your sense of identity and whatnot, because I do see uh, where there's a powerful male energy this week, powerful men. So this would be like powerful males. You want to make power moves this week as well. Powerful males want to make power moves. I wonder if that's a global event too, if I should put that in there. Um, yeah, I don't know if it's like a group of males that have like a group of males start a program or plan something or start a new organization. Something where like a group of males may do something like that or some shit. A group of males start a new investment firm, or it's a lot of male energy this week though, and the female is there too. She's there, of course, especially when we see the Queen of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. So but for some reason that male energy is more dominant over the female, not because it's female. Now you guys know I don't, you guys know I'm about the divine feminine, but just clearly the energy what I'm seeing is that the male species is more uh their energy is there. But the females are still holding it down. Obviously, you see the Nine of Pentacles, so the females are still are still present. And then yeah, so that's interesting. It's something with um the male species this week could pop up too. Maybe I should put that as a global event as well. Male species start organization or band together or something they're going to be doing, but it doesn't look to be anything too sinister. But if you're in a personal relationship, you may notice like if it's like a masculine energy just more dominant, like whoever has the more masculine energy than you, especially like if you're in same sex couple. But for male and female, um individually, you'll notice that as well. But yes, I also would say for the other individual stuff, let me see if I pick up anything for the other individual. It's a good week if you wanted to seek out any sort of mentorship. It's a good week for that. It's a good week for business and finances. I have to say, starts out a little rocky though. It starts off a little rocky. We see that three of wands, three of swords, and that two of swords. So it does. It's muddled communication. So the communication could work out, like say for people that are in finances and sales. You in the beginning of the week, you want to make sure all communication is clear as hell. Emails, phone calls, being very concise, precise, and coherent in your communication. Because that's the only thing. That's the only forewarning that I see for those that are in sales and finance. Um, you or business, you want your communication may be a little muddled. That could be like an employer or somebody, something. So the process is something can get lost in translation if you're not careful with your communication. Um, and so that would be just something that I would say to work on. But other than that, I think that's all I got. I don't want to overread it because then that's not good for me, for my energy, or for it kind of just messes up things if I try to force things and instead of letting it flow naturally. Did I share this yet? About oh I did. We did talk about this already about the Waymo expanding their self-driving taxi in Los Angeles. Okay, and so that's what I have for today. If anybody does want to get in contact with me, you can um, book on Etsy or my personal website if you guys want to, or you can call that number if you would like. I put the links in the chat, and also here's the link for my books. And I hope you guys have an excellent Friday. It's Friday, Craig. Stimulate your mind. Remember from that movie, Friday? It's Friday, Craig. Stimulate your mind. Yeah, it's Friday. I always like Fridays for whatever reason. I don't know. I like Sundays, Fridays, and Wednesdays. I was born on a Wednesday. But anyways, have a great weekend and have a great week. Spread love and positivity and good energy. And I will talk to you guys next week so we can review, do our weekly tarot review again and whatnot. It was so interesting. I didn't know Trump and Kamala had agreed to that debate for September 10th. So I got to look more into that. That's what I'm gonna be looking into right after I get off of here because I didn't know that. I thought that they were still debating or didn't work out the kinks. They were still like when I last heard, I thought they were still trying to debate where what network they would host the debate on, whether it be ABC or Fox. That's what I thought. Or was it NBC or ABC or NBC? I know it was he wanted it to go on Fox though, and so I'm going to look into them details to see like what exactly did they agree to. But anyways, um, keep your head up. Love you. Oh, I see some. Oh, no, those. I wanted to make sure. Okay, so that was me. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.